Ah. That feeling. All right, let's get right to it. We ain't waiting. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Yeah, I know the vibes. She like,
ooh la la, ah oui oui.
they go,
Ooh la la, ah oui oui. Ooh la la, ah oui oui. Ooh la la, ah oui oui.
on a Monday,
Ooh la la, ah oui oui.
best day,
Ooh la la, ah oui oui.
best
Ooh
day.
la la, ah oui oui. Ooh la la.
Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on my side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page, Usher to the left, Chris Brown to the right, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, then good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because we made it through the weekend. You know what I mean? Some people didn't make it through the weekend. Some people started the weekend off feeling good, feeling blessed, feeling highly favored. Weekend plans. Niggas just got paid Friday night. Saturday even rolled in. They still going hard in the paint, popping bottles and doing whatever it is. Living life, planting flowers and shit like that. Then Sunday roll around and you're not around. Monday roll around and you're not around. So all praise is due to the Most High. That's why I often plainly say, you know, best day, blessed day. That could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like it could be any one of them days. As long as you on the books, it's a blessed day. It's a great day. It's also a great day because it's my grandma's birthday today. You know what I mean? Leos, pop off, baby. Shout outs to all the Leos out there popping off. It's your season. It's your time. Like Scorpios, we the best, but shout outs to all the Leos out there celebrating their birthday. My grandmother, I believe she turned 79. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to rub your head with moonshine. Let's take it back to 79. You know what I'm saying? So I love you, Grandma. Talked to you a little earlier. So I thought I was doing this quick little side note, right? It's my show. If you ain't hit the like button yet, then you should do that. But quick little side note. So I chefed it up today, you know what I'm saying? Made a little dirty rice with some you know, some salmon, you know what I mean? Some salmon, right? And it was hella good. Went to the gym, worked out. Yeah, kid, that feeling. You ain't always got to see the workout. Just know that I got mine in today. So I chefed it up a little earlier, you know, it's my own day off. And I called her to wish her a happy birthday. And, you know, I'm like, what you doing, Grandma? You know what I mean? You chilling out? What you going to do? So I just finished cooking. I'm like, you just finished cooking? I'm like, what you mean? Stat, what up? She made some barbecue chicken, some mac and cheese, some collard greens, some cornbread. You know what I mean? As the list is going on, I'm saying, damn, my grandmother just turned 79. That's big. You know what I'm saying? 79 for my grandmother. Y'all wish her a happy birthday. You know what I mean? I hope to live a long, fruitful life as she did, as she is. But today is her birthday, so that's motivation because it's also Monday. Monday motivation, motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here goes some motivation for your ass. Jada said, God is great. Guard your space. One hand wash the other, both wash the face. God is great. Guard your space. One hand wash the other, both hands wash the face. What are we talking about? We're talking about an artist. I don't know his name, but I see he's spinning in the clip, as I like to say, because ASAP Rocky jumped in his DMs, not for no funny boy shit, but to do some work. He like his, his art. He like his, display. He like, yo, I'm a big fan. I want to work with you. So what did the artist do? He announced it to the world. Ta-da! Look, everybody, yo, ASAP Rocky jumped in my DMs. Woo, woo, woo. I think he ain't like say it like that. Basically, he showed the, the DM and was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, wow, I'm in awe. And there's nothing wrong with being in awe of a celebrity, an athlete, even though in my book, that's not how I give it up. So to me, only the Most High should get that praise. But I understand, I'm not going to judge you. Maybe that's one of his favorite artists. Maybe that is his favorite artist. So he posted the DM and just put wow. He didn't say, he didn't say anything but wow. Meaning like he's honored, he's in awe, he's flattered that somebody like an ASAP Rocky recognizes his work, recognizes his craftsmanship, and want to do business. Nothing wrong with that, but the flip side is ASAP Rocky didn't like that. He said it was distasteful. Like, you're a little too chatty patty for me. I complimented you on your work. I said I wanted to do some business, possibly, but the business can't get done now because you broadcasting it. So that's why I started with God is great. Guard your space. Guard your space. Stop announcing to the world and trying to impress motherfuckers that's praying on your downfall. Because Big and Jay, he recycled it. Niggas pray and pray on my downfall, but every time I hit the ground, I bounce up like ground ball. Now, I don't want to have to kill soundball. Don't want to have to cut back the 4-pound boy. Look, Scrap, I got nephews to look after. I'm not looking at you dudes, I'm looking past you. Thought I told you cats, I'm not a rapper. Kenny Live told y'all niggas in 96 that I was gonna take this shit, and I did. Handle my biz, scramble like Randall it is. Cunningham, but the only thing running is numbers, fam. Jigga held it down for 6 summers, damn. Where's the love? I had to finish that verse. But you trying to show off for people that's watching, not liking your shit, not reposting your shit, not helping you, not putting no money in your pocket, not bringing nobody to come buy from you. And what Ghostface said, brings me a nice bitch, that means I fucks with you. That means I fuck with you. If you bringing something to the table, that means you my man. And I know that may be the lesser, a little jump off to pop. That ain't really nothing. But some niggas don't even do that. You got all the bitches and you ain't sharing them. Your mans ain't in shape and all that, or they ain't got it. And you get the joint, so you supposed to throw them a line or two. That's basically what he was saying. But niggas ain't, trying to help you. They really just judge you. They really hoping that you lose. Because you took a chance on yourself. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you win. So when you announce, yo, ASAP Rocky jumped in the DMs, it's about to be on. Then it's not on. Then it's not on. Think of the fight with Vargas and, man, what's the black brother name, man? Motherfucker. What's the black brother name? Damn. Can't think of his name. Somebody, if you watching, drop it in the comments. But I think it was the last round, and Vargas was getting a couple of shots off, right? And 10 seconds was left in the round, and ding ding to let you know it's 10 seconds left. He thought he won the fight, jumping all up around and jumping on the rope, showing, hugging his trainers and all that. And the fight wasn't over, but they didn't finish the 10 seconds. They just was letting them know that it's 10 seconds left in the round. Anyway, what the fuck? Bradley, that's his name. Something 8 Bradley, right? He won the fight. Nigga went from doing all this shit and you're the best around, and nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You're the best around, and nothing's ever gonna, like, you the best around, but you lost. But that's because you counted your chickens before they hatch. Stop telling people your moves. You know what I mean? Because they're going to tell. Like, rule 1, got to watch you telling your secrets. Keep your mouth closed. People can't wait to repeat it. Keep them blindfold. Don't want no one to see it. Take the high road. That's the way you keep it 100. That's the way you win, bro. When you keep telling people your business, and I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that, niggas just going back and they like, I'm being funny, but I'm not. They like, please God, don't let this nigga do it. Please don't let this nigga get rich before me. Please don't let this nigga make no moves, because I do not want to hear his mouth. And that ain't even your style, to show out and style on niggas. But because people so used to losing, and you niggas is losing, look like you can use us, they gonna not root for you. They're not gonna celebrate you. And then when something like that happens, where now ASAP Rocky like, nah, I can't even fuck with you. They in the back laughing. And they're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all laughing at you. Because you had no patience. You ain't let your work speak for itself. Get the deal done, signed and delivered. Then hit them with bang. The album is done, bitches. Y'all niggas fucked up by letting me in the game. Yo, I'm here now. Imagine if the album would have started like, y'all about to do my album. Cam didn't start by doing that. The intro of the song is they fucked up by letting me in the game. And I'm here now. There's no going back. Yo, you see him, Cam in the beam with the Korean shit. Like, I'm here now, niggas. And ain't no rewinding me back. Put this shit in motion, bro. Ain't no rewinding back. That's what you gotta stop doing. Stop announcing it to everybody. Because one, niggas ain't rooting for you. They rooting against you. And it's sad to say that, but it's the reality. You can dread it. You can run from it. Destiny arrives all the same, bro. They don't want to see you win. They want to root against you. They don't want your moves to come to fruition. That's the reality. And we ain't going to be here long tonight either. Let's talk about A-Rod real quick. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, discount, double check. You know what I mean? He's a bad man, right? And he is a bad man. Pittsburgh Steelers, they was on, I guess they training, football soon come. Football soon come, and basketball soon come as well. August next month. August is this month, so training camps start, and then we'll have some pre-games soon, right? Anyway, they was on the Pat McAfee show today, right? And Mike McCarthy was on there, JJ Watt, Hainsworth, or Hainswood, I think that's his name. Sorry if I'm missaying his name. But Pat McAfee is the guy, right? He gets the football people on the show. So they on there talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, second year around, one full season under the belt, full training camp, etc. Reuniting, and it feels so good with Paul McCarthy, but Mike McCarthy, right? And Aaron Rodgers was one of the last ones. I was getting ready, like I said, it's my day off, so I'm doing stuff on the computer. I'm just doing housework, feeding my cat, cleaning up, shit like that. And ESPN is on in the back. I don't watch it as, regularly as I used to watch it, right? For a lot of reasons. But I like Pat McAfee, so let's be clear. And when they got the A-Rod, I did sit down. You know what I mean? I said, let me see what A-Rod talking about, right? And what made me sit down is I caught it right when he started being interviewed. And it was, asking him like, so how does it feel for your last year? Do it feel a little different? Is it fun? And, kind of warming up to open up for the interview. Mind you, A-Rod was on the Pat McAfee show, if I'm not mistaken, every week last year. Or for some of the season, throughout the season, he was on their show, reporting, right? So they cool. And he kind of cut that shit off right away, you know what I mean? Sally Sales, what's the word? Harlem in the building. He like, let's talk about this Fauci shit. Now how that nigga's a coward, right? And it was like, oh. And as soon as when he started, going that route and that train of thought, I immediately remember how ESPN, the Ryan Clarks, who's not there no more, ironically, right? Do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, video, out of here. Mercedes-Benz and Range Rover, out of here, right? He's out of here. You're fired. ESPN was going at Aaron Rodgers hard. Just like they was going at, just like Stephen A. And Stephen A, how they was going at Kyrie Irving standing 10 toes down with not taking the jab, right? Aaron Rodgers was also one of those same individuals. Sitting in the room of darkness, 40 days, 40 nights, taking his time and, having some unpopular or not the politically correct answers, right? And basically saying what's on his mind. As a older gentleman, old motherfuckers, I'm going to say I'm old, I'm an unk, I'm old, whatever category you want to put me in. I don't feel that I'm old at all. But I'm aware that my age says that I'm in that category. But we say what the fuck is on our minds. And we unapologetically about it, you know what I'm saying? We ain't apologizing about it. So that's what he was doing last year, to the point where I think he was taking shots at Jimmy Kimmel and all that. Then Pat McAfee like, well, we're going to stop having Aaron Rodgers on the show. But then he had him on the show. So, basically, they're like, yo, they gave this nigga immunity. You couldn't even go up there and be honest, and keep it a buck with the American people. And you a criminal. And then, what also, not was shocking, when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and amazed. But he was like, and your network, talking to Pat McAfee and them, and he like, in your network, they ain't even get this shit 2 seconds. They ain't cover this shit in 1 minute of this. But last year, when this stuff was going on, and I was speaking out and had different views and opinions, y'all was making it a talking point. All these, ESPN analysts and what have you had my name in their mouth, basically. Now, y'all not covering this at all. You dirty bastards. Basically, that's what he was saying. You dirty rats, you bastards, right? And you ucking bastards. That's what he wanted to say. You fucking bastards. That's basically what he wanted to say. Money hungry, what's the word? And I agree. And we know that ESPN is owned by Disney, etc. So they got the agenda, what have you. But they ain't covering it. I haven't seen not one thing, be covered on ESPN about Fauci, pleading the fifth 80-something times. That's how the interview started off. When they was asking him, how you feeling? Is it fun? And this and that. And basically he was like, I plead the fifth. That's how it started. Now I remember. And I'm rocking with Aaron. Anytime you can think outside the box, or you have an opinion that's not, what everybody else says or is going with, then automatically, you got a bullseye on your back. And I walk around like I got an S on my chest. No, that's a semi-auto and a vest on my chest. Like, you're going to have a target on your back. You know what I'm saying? Because people, they don't like you going against them. Even in the comments. Like, in real life, in the comments, if you ain't thinking one way, you can't, critically think for yourself. You can't, solve the math equation on your own, and you're not going 2 plus 2 is 2. If you say, you know, 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4, instead of saying the easier way is 2 plus 2 is 4, it's an issue, even though both is right. And I just used that, even though I may not have been the right, analogy that I wanted to paint. But basically, when you're not going with the herd and you're going against the grain, you know what I mean? You're a troublemaker. And we gotta silence you. You know what I mean? Like what you was doing at them schools, boy. When you go into them schools, boy, and you talking shit, and I'm being funny, but I'm rocking with Aaron on that regard. And we spoke about Dr. Fauci Friday night. You know what I'm saying? We spoke about him just in the foolery that's going on with that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? What else we got? Got like 2, 3 more topics. Or maybe we don't. I know we got this though. We got Remy Ma, you know what I mean? I'm conceited, I got a reason, you know what I mean? She recently, was that Angie Martinez, little cookout, barbecue shit. I went there one year. Damn, what year did niggas go to the Angie Martinez shit? I think it was in Queens that year. This is a while ago because I ain't been there in a minute. I'm gonna say maybe like 2013. Jeez, could have been even 2012. So that's a long time ago. Nikki, what's the word? Nikki P. But anyway, every year she been doing. I think these are the beginning stages when we first went. And it was in Queens, if I'm not mistaken, Queens or Brooklyn, one of the two. Anyway, French Montana came through. Remy Ma came through. They were saying Mike Tyson pulled up, etc. And this is what Remy Ma was saying.
Wait until it's time. So when you see me with it, bitches. When these other bitches rappers always just rhymes. When I back bitches always $10. Stop paying. I got these niggas in the jail with staying with me. I got these niggas in the street with playing with me. I got these niggas in the south really hanging with me. I got these niggas in the gates really playing with me. What you looking at my shoes for? I swear to God, I know I'm on this bitch move, boy. I'm sick, break bottles, 2 tour. Nice kick in the feet, in the shoot.
I didn't even want to play all. I know she got at Pat. Basically, like I guess when she started, she was like, "I'll be single when you stop asking for half." You know what I mean? Like, she want half, he want half. Equal opportunity, ladies. I'm sorry to say. I mean that's not the politically correct answer. Obviously, he's the man. He with Tune Call or whatever he with. He with Carissa Shields, she a millionaire, you know what I mean? So he really don't need Remy Ma money. I don't know what she got. I ain't watching the pockets. I could Google her net worth. Sometimes that should be wrong anyway. Pop, what's the word? Papa Stop. CEO, what's the word? CEO. So I don't know her net worth. She could be sitting on some bands, some millions. I'm sure she should be, right? She got her own Remy network or whatever. So in theory, as the man, you shouldn't be taken from a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we get divorced, I leave with the shit I came with, you leave with the shit you came with, because that's what men be kind of pushing, and rightfully so. You pay that feeling, you paying all the bills, you the high earner, you meet some chick who was butt naked and now she want half. Eddie, I want half, right? You want half, and bitch, I met you and you was butt naked and broke. And now you want fucking half. Hell fucking no. Right? So that's where that comes from. Nigga, you in the gym 6 in the morning, Kobe, you got the mama mentality, rest in peace. And here, you don't be with your wife for 4 or 5 years or whatever, they quick to leave, then they leave with half. So I get it. But men been pushing this for a while, and I agree. if the love really was real, and if it's real, son, let me know it's real, son. If it's really real, son, let me know it's real. Then yeah, you should make sure your wife, your ex-wife, is taken care of. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Have though, negative, right? But that's just me. And a lot of men feel the same way that I feel. But now that's why I said that's the political correct answer. Because we live in a day and time where women is competing with men on a lot of levels. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the workforce, financial world. I'm living above my means. You know what I mean? Some Angel Reese shit. That ain't even enough to pay my rent. Like, you know what I mean? I'm balling in the WNBA, and this shit ain't even enough to pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? And some niggas can't even barely pay their rent. They just getting by. They trying to find a way just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, right? And so, some is doing better than others, and some, or whatever. But the thing is, if you do got more money than him, right, and he want half, is he entitled? According to the court of law. Not the court of public opinion, because that shouldn't matter. What does the law say? And if that's going to get you divorced, then sign them papers and be on your way. Simple as that. Now, public opinion may say he a bum ass nigga, you with Carissa, you don't even need her money, and I thought you was sitting on some M's, I thought you helped write the ghostwriting and all that, battling Nikki, and you wrote Sheeta and all this other shit. Who knows, who cares? The other thing is, I guess that was also in response to Carissa Shields was on some radio show in Atlanta, I think it was Atlanta, with Young Jock in them, right? And the lady was asking him, like, so how long are you going to be dealing with a man who's basically somebody's husband? And, that was a bum-ass question. That was a bird-brain, low-level question, low-hanging fruit, in my opinion, coming from somebody who was also married. Now I'm divorced, and I'm the one that fouled, right? It's like they not together no more. They ain't getting back together, yes, legally. That's why that shit is so stupid. You see, because one argument is like, well, legally, technically, they still married, but we're not together. We don't live together. We ain't communicating. We only really just co-parenting now. I'm with my shorty. She with her nigga. As simple as that. But, women pick and choose when they want to use, the argument of the legal and, what's legal, what's not legal. Because if the legal paper don't really mean nothing, then we could just do us. And I think people should do what's best for them anyway. Don't try to follow the crowd on what other people is doing. You're going to fuck your own situation up by trying to follow somebody else's situation, and that's tailor-made for them, but not you and yours. See? And that's how you get your wires tangled and your signals crossed, and you end up losing out. But if we can be together without the papers, and we marry and we together, we love each other, because I just loved you. But I loved you, baby. Like I loved you, baby. We don't need no damn papers. I love you, girl. Get over here. Give me a kiss. Mwah, I love you. Right? Then what the fuck we need the papers for? The papers don't make my love for you any more genuine. It doesn't. Does it serve protection? Does it serve if stuff go awry? Power of attorney, medical proxy, decision making, asset divvying up? Yeah, of course. So we ain't gonna be naive. But in this case, the relationship been dissolved. It's been over. 2 years now. 2 years ago. Like, this shit is over with. So why we still worrying about just signing the papers? Let me get what I'm gonna get and take it on the hop, whether you feel he deserve it or not. That's what the court said. Or that's what he's asking for. Fight it in court. Tell your lawyers to eat the case and beat the case. Let him walk away with whatever he wins and be over with it. Like, so, and then the other side of that is, like Carissa was saying in that interview, after the bird brain joint was asking her, that dumbass question, she like hold her to the same standard. If you're going to call him her husband, you have to call her his wife. And she had her whole other dude who she was gun-ho about. I ain't saying, She, a married woman out here walking around with some side dude, you know, that look like Papoose. Nigga look like a younger Pat. Being funny, but I'm not. Y'all know what the blogs was talking about. We covered this extensively at one point in time. So it ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? But if the court system says he deserved half, is he a bum ass nigga for taking half? And what if he needed? What if he is a bum ass nigga? So what? It's the last thing. It's the last thing as far as that topic is concerned. She was like, all this over some whack dick. You know what I mean? Basically, you know, talking to Carissa and basically saying all this headache and all that for some whack dick. I don't know how long they was married. I know it seemed like from what the narrative was, he was kind of begging her to have the baby. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really want to have it, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But she ultimately did have it. They, you know, they got a little girl. I'm not sure if they baby girl's called Brooklyn or not. You know what I'm saying? But they had the baby. However long they was married, y'all was together before that. You know what I'm saying? Erica, what's the word? Y'all was together before that. If you was together more than a year, more than 6 months, and you talking about whack dick and all that, and woo 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 and I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Y'all niggas are together for 15 years. You cannot be saying they got whack dick. And even if it's true, it doesn't matter. You stayed. And now if you saying he broke and he trying to get half from you, you stayed, he was broke and it was whack dick? Just that sounds diabolical. Especially from somebody allegedly, maybe kind of sort of, who was on the internet when them audios dropped, but she was like, basically, take it in the bud. And like, come play with the booty hole and all that. And again, hearsay and all that. We don't know, you know, this shit be AI nowadays, so we don't know what's true. She looked like she a freak though. And that's all good and well if she is, right? Because if you ain't freaking, I ain't speaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? You better be putting it down in the bedroom, or don't be mad at him when it's on to the next one. Or don't be mad at her when it's on to the next one. Like, gotta keep it fresh, even when we sexy. Or don't be mad at him when it's on to the next one. So, her freak side aside, right? I believe it's true though. You stayed that long, and the shit was Trashington, and he was leeching off the pot? What the fuck you stay with him for? What the fuck you give him a baby for? Just to shut him up? That's not something you shut niggas up with. That's like the old keep a nigga baby. No. You ain't shutting no nigga up by having a baby. You might not to live. Now, I know those cases is far and rare, but you are putting yourself on the line. Dun, 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 dun. Like, you are putting your shit on the line by doing things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't get it, you know, it's to, but I know why. I ain't gonna say I get the rationale behind it, because it's foolery to me, it's tomfoolery. But the rationale is, you know, what Kevin Samuels taught us. I know y'all don't like him. I know you don't like him. I know you dread it, you hate it, and you run from it. But the truth arrives all the same, and accountability is gonna work for all of us. You just have to accept it and embrace it. But he said it's sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and a need to be right. You're going to shame me, insult me, guilt me, and a need to be right. SIGN. You know what I mean? Like, you sign language in me. So I got a little dick trying to shame me. You ain't going to be single until I ain't getting half. You trying to shame me again, I'm broke. You know what I mean? All of these things. You want to insult and shame and guilt. And that's an old playbook. Now, I've heard it, I've seen it, but until it was demonstrated and presented the way that KS did it, you know, it was just like a car that you want. And I give this example a lot. You want that new Tesla. I mean, I'll just use that because a lot of people still rocking it. And the one particular one that you want, you know, the blue trimming inside, the gray outings or whatever, you know, the brakes that, you know, stop on the dime and all that shit or whatever, sunroof light up and shit, right? And you get it, you feel good, and when you drive off the lot, you realize it's mad other cars the same as yours on the highway. But while you was shopping for a car, deciding, which one you was going to zone in on and ultimately choose for yourself, you didn't realize how many people had the car subconsciously. Then when you inside the car and whether you brought it outright or you car noting it, you know what I mean, or what have you, you leasing it, you realize, damn, everybody got a fucking Tesla. You know what I mean? And when he presented, the sign language was just like, oh, moms use this shit, sister, women around the neighborhood, like co-workers, like all these bitches use this shit. I'm gonna say it like that. Right. All these women be using that shit. Not all, but a lot. Right? And it's like, damn, so this is what they do. Try to insult, shame, guilt you, and they gotta need to be right. They're gonna never be like, nah, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I take that she's doing to him. Not saying that her personal experience with him, wasn't what it was, because I wasn't in their marriage. I don't know. He could have been a motherfucking hound dog and all up her ass all the time, always on her back under her. Like, ew, nigga, go get a hobby. Please, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like, he could have been that. I don't know. But you was with him. Gave that nigga a baby and you married him. So I don't want to hear black dick and all this other shit. You married that nigga. You went on Love and Hip Hop, if I'm not mistaken. You jumped over the broom with that nigga. So I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. That's some bubblegum shit. Let's talk about this shit here though. I think I've seen this. But this is an unfortunate story. The young brother getting chased down.
Hey, we're putting behind the movie.
Stop, I'll take you! Get down! Get your hands behind your back down! Get your hands behind your back!
Taser deployed, taser deployed, sir, fire.
Get your hands behind your back! Stop resisting!
1642.
Do not move. Sir, give me the other hand now! Sir, give me the other hand now!
I'm not sure if there's...
Give me the other hand now, sir! Sir, give me your hand!
Charlie 3, I'm not with the first subject. Thanks.
That's all on the scene.
Check credit for service.
Sit up.
514.
Sit up, sit up. Sit up. Subject hit his head.
I'm gonna stop it because the video is long.
On the pavement.
Long enough. You know what I mean? LaVon Coleman, rest in peace. I guess the body cam just came out. I don't even know where it happened, but I seen it spinning, and a lot of people was in the comments. Condolences to his family, sympathies, prayers. May the Most High cover them, and obviously losing her loved ones so young, so tragic, over something that possibly could have been avoided. Better decision making. Trust me, I'll raise my hand, be one of the first ones to say, yeah, I made a lot of bad choices and bad decisions, and ultimately I paid for them. In some regards, still paying for them, right? And that's gonna be everybody. That's another Thanos reference. You can dread it, you can run from it, but your own individual destiny will arrive throughout your journey, in life. That's a fact. You can argue with whoever you want to argue with, but I'm not going to argue with you, right? Allegedly, I guess they had stole the car. They got pulled over. Police tried to stop them. Niggas jumped out, took off. The shit is the movies, you know what I mean? And what you going to do when they come for you, bad boy, like what you going to do? You going to run. You going to flee. You going to try to get away. It's fight or flight. You possibly think you're going to get away, you know what I'm saying? And you turn something from the outskirts seem to be a misdemeanor or, just a stolen vehicle. I don't know if he was driving or if it was somebody else. It don't matter. They got pulled over. He got out. He ran. Officer did his job as far as pursuing. Screamed out, stop. I'm a tase. End up tasing him. And what happened in the video, I know I'm holding it like this, so maybe you didn't see everything that happened, and maybe you're not even familiar with this story. But tased him from the back instead of shooting him in the back, right? And he passed out, and then fell forward, hit his face on the curve of the concrete, right? So when he got up, his blood coming out of his head. First, while he's down, he's bleeding. And my only thing with this video, it's hard to read. Did the officers do their job? Etc. We see a lot of people saying, don't run, don't break the law. I do agree with that. And I quote Noriega all the time on the show. You hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care. But when you get caught, remember that. I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm not coming to visit. I'm not sending no money. I'm not taking no collect calls. I'm not sending no packages. You're done. You just became a resident of Queens and you did it in done. Right? I'm being funny, but I'm not. For those young brothers that may come across my video, and I know we ain't really popular like that, it is what it is, right? My thing is, stop resisting. We need more training. I don't know how many arrests this officer made. Kept calling him sir after the fact when they seemed like they figured out he did, get called for emergency services. They try to take better care. He ended up going to the hospital ultimately where he died, right? But my thing is, they always use stop resisting, stop moving, and I'm knocked out, so I can't even hear. I'm not even conscious. You have to have more wherewithal about the situation. Now, I've never been an officer, and you should have been a cop. Fuck hip hop. With that freestyle, you're bound to get shot. Not from Houston, but I rap a lot. Pack the gat a lot. Flames about to drop like. So I ain't gonna even try to put my mind in their mind, but I am. It's like, bro, he's not moving because he's passed the fuck out. You tased him from the back. He fell, hit his head on the concrete, and blacked out. And now he's bleeding. Give me your hand, give me your hand. Like you yelling. I don't know if they do that because they on body camera. And this is the standard procedure. Case legal ramifications have to follow. They can say, he was resisting. He didn't comply. And but he was unconscious. So what was he supposed to do? Another quick video that has nothing to do with this, but this is one of the more brutal videos. And I wish the cop would have got taken up out of here at the time. That's how triggered I was watching the cop, because I know they enjoy doing shit like this. So, but you're black. I know they enjoy doing shit like this. Simply Kiki. I know they, some of them, not all of them. And this video that this incident I'm about to talk about got nothing to do with the brother that just died. But the video is, the brother is being attacked by a dog, right, on his ankle. Like he biting the shit out of his calf and his Achilles, and his ankle. And the officer is saying, stop moving, stop resisting. You know what I mean? Letting the dog bite the shit out of him and bite him up. And as I'm watching the video, like I said, I'm triggered, wishing all type of headshots for this officer, you know what I'm saying, and his dog, you know what I'm saying? Just out of mad and frustration. Even though the perp, or the alleged criminal could have did whatever. This is not how you conduct yourself as a professional and as somebody that's upholding the law. You know what I'm saying? And afterwards, he pat the dog. Good boy, like I said, you could tell that this is what he get his rocks off on, right? It's almost like, you telling me stop resisting, but I'm being fucking attacked by a wild canine. I'm being attacked. So how could I stop moving? Eventually, the brother had to suppress, I'm sure, what was the agony of being bitten to stay as still as possible. Then the fucking officer took the dog off him, and they cuffed him up and all that. And then back to this case here, and the brother Coleman, he knocked out. He's unconscious. Stop resisting, stop resisting. I cannot resist if I'm not moving. If I have no movement, no extremities, I'm not moving. I'm unconscious. Still, put your hand behind your back, put your hand behind your back. Now, back to the incident, that's just for, I don't know if they do that to cover themselves. Like I said, in case any lawsuits, they got the body cameras on. But I hear a lot of people in the, in the comments like, yo, they shouldn't have tased them, or they should have, handled the situation a little better. They sat him up. They shouldn't have sat him up. Somebody did point out that the officer who was doing the arresting actually didn't call for emergency. He told somebody else to call, even though they eventually came. They could have took him themselves. You can assess the situation. I'm a hospital responder. You know what I'm saying? I go to the hospital. I am a cure violence worker, and one of my duties is to respond to the hospital anytime it's an assault, a stabbing, or GSW, right? Gunshot wound. And every situation is different. It could be a homeless guy. It could be a woman in the shelter that got beat up. It could be a kid, carrying a gun in his saggy sweatpants, not secure, right? Shoot herself. You know what I mean? The mother's there. It could be an adolescent. It could be an adult. It could be an older woman hit with a golf club. One of my first weeks responding to the hospital, there was an elder lady that got hit by a golf club in her face by a young girl, right? I'm saying that to correlate it with police officers, right? That deal with various scenarios. If you out there, you doing your fucking job. I respond every day. I respond on my days off, right? Every situation is different. So it's not no walk in, one size shoe fits all. Hey, my name is Lee, I'm a cure violence worker, and woo, that spill may not work with, somebody that's just lost their son, or their son is shot up. You don't walk into the hospital where father's pacing back and forth, son is shot in the stomach, they don't know if he's gonna make it. It's they had to move the family to another smaller little like conference room or what have you, right? Because he had a lot of friends and family there. The moms is there, the grandmother's there, the father is there, the uncle was there. Father's pacing back and forth. He didn't even acknowledge us when we came in. I came in with one other person, right? You don't need a whole lot of people coming into these high, intense situations, right? And you have to read the room quickly and assess, right? That's where I'm just getting at the whole point of this spill. And real quick, far as this story in the hospital, father didn't acknowledge us, he didn't say nothing. The uncle came up to him. What I learned, who was the uncle? Tall, big type of man, not aggressive, but I, gave him, the the education flyer that we give out for the work that we do. And, he looked at it and he gave it back. And he like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. He like, yo, it's up. You know what I mean? When my nephew get out of here and we find out what's going on with my nephew, it's up after that. You know what I mean? But, peace. Basically, get up out of here. So that's a situation in a scenario where, your spill ain't gonna work. Your routine that you practice, and I don't practice nothing. I go off vibes, energy, and I assess the situation. I don't have no script. I'm unscripted, authentic, that feeling, just like on this channel. What you see is what you get, and what you get in this ass kick, the quote Red Man. I don't read no script. I don't have no set lines that I go deploy when I go to the hospital when real people is dealing with real situations, high intense, emotionally charged, situations, loved ones being hurt, themselves being hurt. So I don't go in there with no textbook script. You know what I'm saying? But I just to say that for the people in the back. Anyway, we left because it's not the right time and place to try to push what we coming in there to push, right? And we come in to help and give resources. So we go back to the, emergency room, sitting in the emergency room, talking about the situation and shit amongst ourselves. Then the father comes out to smoke a cigarette. I let him smoke, peep his, body language, you know what I mean? And then when he came back in, I have a badge to, get inside, back where they go at, when we go back there to see the victims and the family. I'm gonna have a hospital badge, not a badge, hospital badge. So I know he gonna need to get back in. And then boom, I seen my time to, once again, yo, peace, King. My name is Lee. I'm from blah, blah, blah. I won't say what job. You know, I'm a cure violence worker, community worker. You know, I understand this is an intense, you know, situation with your son. We praying for him, but this is why I'm here, and this is what we could do. And he said, oh, you know, I'm from Queens. You know what I mean? Queens get the money, long time, no cash. You know, like they got the kings and kings out there. So I'm familiar with the type of work that you do. We traded numbers. Long story short, his son ended up making it. He didn't join our program or the program that I work for, but he did enroll in another program, and hopefully, you know, this was a wake-up call, and now his life is, you know, forever going to be changed. It's definitely going to be trauma being associated with being 15 and being shot and almost killed. The incident happened in Harlem, but they was from Queens. So back to the cop. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hand. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Bro, you have to assess. This man is not even moving. So he's not fighting back. You so high and intense, and you already tased him. He's down for the count. They should have, once they turned him over and seen that he was bleeding and he was done and breathing the way he was breathing, 911. You know what I mean? Or sent us a medical unit over here at the location, or took him to the hospital. He might still die. Who knows? I don't know, because I'm not the Most High. I know if the Lord send you a flight, ticket is one way. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no, when the Lord send you a flight, there's no delays, there's no stopovers, it's a one way and you're out of here. Get over here. And I'm not saying that to be, you know, insensitive to their situation, to the Coleman family. I feel it's a messed up situation. When you break the law and you take that chance, you could go to jail. You definitely could go to jail. That's the highest percentile is you probably will get caught and go to jail. But there's other variables. You could get injured real bad and go to jail. You could lose your life by running and don't go to jail. All different type of scenarios. So young brothers, young kings, you know, my little cousins in them, because we about to get out of here. Think before you know, go ahead and make a decision that could change the whole trajectory of your whole life. You know, you stole a car, man up, you got caught, all right, deal with the consequences. When you run, yeah, you could have gotten away. They might have not never known who was in the vehicle because they ain't got your license, your face, or whatever. You wasn't driving, or, you know, you had gloves on, so no fingerprints. You could have gotten away. But I know he never thought that, boom, we're going to steal a car, but I'm going to die. No, I know he never thought. He probably, we're going to steal his car, we're going to go holler at some joints, we're going to joyride for a little while. I drove in stolen cars before. I know what it is. I know people that, you know, New Jersey drive and stole whips before. And you never think you're going to get on the high-speed chase where you end up losing your life or killing one of your mans. So this is stuff that we got to think about. We got to make better decisions, find better things to do to occupy our time. They say idle time is the devil's time. You know what I mean? And I agree. Somebody that broke the law a few times. The times I got caught and the times that I didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? So it's an unfortunate situation. May Allah have mercy on the young brother, and may He give mercy to the family as well. Try to cover them as they navigate this tough terrain of grief, sorrow, and losing a loved one, especially so young. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know who it is. This your guy, Popovitz. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovitz TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling. Back up in here. One more yin. Yeah, kid. Y'all be safe out there.